Hello! So foreshadowing is used all the time in literature to indicate or hint to readers about something happening later in the story. Foreshadowing, when done properly, is an excellent device in creating suspense and dramatic tension for readers. It can set up emotional expectations of character behaviors and even plot outcomes, and the same thing can be said about music. There are several ways you can foreshadow using music, but the example I want to focus on specifically is in the song All I've Ever Known from the musical Hadestown. And it seems to be a really unique example of this kind of musical foreshadowing. If, after watching this entire video, liking and subscribing, you can think of a similar example of this kind of musical foreshadowing, leave a comment and let me know. Now, it's important to know what's going on in the context of the musical and the song itself. Hadestown is a modern retelling of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. If you don't know the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, then listen to Hadestown. All I've Ever Known is the lovers' duet. It's Eurydice and Orpheus singing their love for each other and how their paths connected together in beautiful harmony.
Now I wanna hold you close. I don't wanna ever have to let you go.
It's a classic love at first sight, but something in this song is not quite right. It's unsettled. But before we jump into that, we need to talk about chordal resolutions. Don't worry, this will all make sense and also be really cool. All I've Ever Known is mostly in C sharp major, except for this part.
And I don't even know you now. I wanna hold you close.
Now, at this point, I want to talk about Picardy thirds. A Picardy third is a resolving cadence. It's typically seen at the end of a piece of music in a minor key, where the piece resolves to its parallel major. A parallel major has the same tonic note, but it's in different modes. For example, C major and C minor both have C as their tonic note, but have different notes within their scales. A Picardy third is a resolving cadence known for being bright, hopeful, as if the sun has just come out and all the darkness is gone. And there's one in this song. All I've Ever Known transitions to the chord E major at this part.
And I don't even know you now. I wanna hold you.
This can be seen as a key change to a new tonal center, but I see it more as the major third of the parallel minor, C sharp minor. We settle with this E major for 7 bars, enough for the listener to get comfortable with the chord change. Then we transition back to the original tonal center of C sharp major, giving us the sound of the Picardy third resolution in the process.
Suddenly I'm holding the world in my arms.
Glorious! The sun is out! But just hold on, it gets better. Immediately following the bright and hopeful Picardy third, we're hit with a rather gritty sounding violin playing the melody. It's a rather dark and creepy melody, which stands out in the context of such a loving song. Now, this melody has one of the darkest and most unresolved intervals, the tritone. The tritone is this dark, harsh sounding, ambiguous, unresolved interval. It's made up by stacking 3 whole tones or 6 semitones on top of one another. It's also known as the augmented fourth or diminished fifth. This is a tritone in the key of C, the notes being C and F sharp or G flat. It's harsh, it's dark, it's unresolved. And using a tritone in the melody of All I've Ever Known is amazing because it adds this unresolved tension after such a bright and hopeful resolution of the Picardy third. It's as if, in a beautiful image of 2 lovebirds singing to each other and together, you can't help but notice the dark, gathering storm clouds looming off in the distance, slowly coming closer. Thank you for watching. Choo choo!